Alright, so the freak flag's flying now, yeah. Slightly lifted from last night. Kebra Ethiopia in London at Boiler Room and JazziQ. Some of the Qgom South African tunes were amazing as well. Anyway, the main point. Before we go down Tangent Avenue. I don't know what has opened up since 9/9. There's a huge portal and I'm being called to all the fairies and all the gnomes and all the other people in London. I turned up last night and was a bit lifted, so I haven't been in a while, but with the energetic shifts that have happened, when I was high last night, I found this group of people and I just kept going around, and for some reason my fairy, my soul, was being guided to ask them certain things, questions that were potential activators or questions that their soul had been asking them before, and I came along as a confirmation. Like, that's what we do, isn't it? We activate each other, we confirm things, we become messengers from spirit, from the divine, from the ethereal realms, celestial realms at the minute. Anyway, so it was amazing. I went last night on my own. A friend turned up but didn't make it in. Another fairy, special woman, Sia, and yeah, just sat down. Doggies are out. That's really kind of annoying. Anyway, and I just said to... I can't concentrate. I just said to one or two of them, I said, "Are you a fairy?" And one of them said, "Oh, yes, I am." And I asked her if she'd been thinking about that before. And there is apparently, from someone I've been following now very recently, very new, just tapped in via another conscious woman in the world. There is a big portal, there is a big Fae shift theme happening, like on Monday the 18th, which is weird because it seems like I'm tapped into all these dates and things because Monday was going to be a special day for me, and then I watched something and someone was saying it's actually like it's quite a significant milestone for certain cosmic beings. Anyway, so I asked her if she was a fairy. She said yes, and she was with some wizards. She was with a jester as well, and I asked another one if she was a fairy. She said no, I'm a gnome. And you know what, it was just amazing. They were obviously on a high at the day event and were having danced all day, and I just turned up, so they were, had a lovely session and were on a high, and it was just, they just answered these questions without hesitation. And I think that's going to happen more and more when we are acting in full authenticity and true understanding of who we are in the physical realm, in the spiritual realms, which entities we connect with. It brings us to our, I will say, soul family, because it was so relaxed. We don't know the frequency of which we're going to be seeing these people, how we can maintain connections and relationships, but those connections are made. All it is, I think, all it needs to be necessarily, because we don't have expectations of things and people in this strange world as time is merging, converging, past, present, future is just all becoming one right now. I could have easily met them many times over. Last night could have been a loop that I felt like I'd been in last night many times over. And met another brother as well after, and a few people who were just very, very deep souls, who connecting with them perhaps were not living in their true purpose, not living in their true spiritual strength, not fully identifying or understanding their power. And it was just lovely to come along and say, "You're a fairy?" She said, "No, I'm a gnome." And another lady said something else, and it was just like they'd... and one of their grandmothers came through. So one of them was a Spanish girl, and her grandmother came through and just gave me a message to her, which was quite funny. I didn't know that was going to happen, neither did she. Because also I just sat down with these people, so they were like, "Who's this random bitch? Who's this weirdo that just sat down?" And I'm just like, I said, can I borrow a lighter? And yeah, it was just, I don't know, I've just got so many thoughts about last night. It was amazing. I don't know what's happening, but it felt like the conversions of all ethereal beings. And I know that I'm quite a big part of that movement, part of that evolution, part of that awakening. For these special entities, these special beings, to be confident in accepting this mission or this knowledge that we are connected to the Fae or other realms. I'm definitely connected to Fae, but I'm also connected to many other things as well. Especially Zulu energy. Like last night, I went for Kebra Ethiopia, but I didn't realise how much of the Qgom and the Afro house I needed, like my soul, my Zulu warrior who came through, which I think I mentioned in one of the recent posts where I was just doing channeling in a morning meds. But yeah, that Zulu energy was out last night. My warrior, my body is worked out. I jumped, I moved in ways that I haven't done in a long time, and it was really amazing. And so I trust that we're all making time for joy and movement and dancing. And even though, yeah, it was back to rain in London, so we don't forget simple moments of joy and how we cultivate them with music and with friendship and with make believe, I don't know what the word, just with fantasy. There's themes of Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella and Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and Beatrix Potter and everything that I was, and then Gruntbox and the dinosaurs. Lots of things that I used to watch and connect with as a child, they're all coming back. And so these parts of my consciousness are reviving, so that it makes me stronger in the ethereal spiritual realms to then connect with who I need to connect with, like that group of people last night. They're all special beings, yeah, way beyond this physical realm. And there were so many people there last night. It was, and that's what I think, when you're not in a big city, I can't be here too long, like, you know, the energy is mash up for me sometimes, but I just needed, and we walked to the water last night and the trees, and that helped a lot. But I need much more nature than I was ever used to. Like, I never knew that I needed this back in the day when I was in the city. And also I've just changed frequency, changed vibration. But London is like, everybody expresses themselves in such a unique way here. Obviously some for show and for fashion and whatever, and there's no judgment on that, but some genuinely connect with this other ethereal realm. And everyone just walks around being who they are, and there was there was some very funny souls last night, all just laughing together. And just, yeah, giving thanks to the honesty and authenticity, and to the rise of the Fae and the overrealm connections at 909, because it's coming. We're going to grow in strength, yeah, we're going to grow in magic, and I trust if we're open to it, even if these messages seem delusional to some people, whoever they make sense to, now is the time to connect with that magic, because it's here for us and it is otherworldly.